You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, I've got your 2-week spoilers for November 25th through December 6th. Looks like Ava's verdict should be in. Lulu Spencer is lost, and Michael is plotting, as he should be. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. We're going to dive into all the good stuff coming these 2 weeks. If you're not following, please click subscribe. Jumping into Monday, November 25th, Drew tells Michael that he is the future at Aurora, not Curtis, which is just like Michael warned Curtis would happen. If you've not heard, Chad Duell announced he is leaving GH. Frank Valentini confirmed it and said it will be early next year with exciting storylines between now and then for Michael, but says there is no plan as of now to recast the role when Chad exits. Speaking of Curtis, he needs Jordan's advice, but asks her to keep this discussion confidential. No doubt he is going to ask what she thinks about Michael's accusations against Drew. Cyrus creeps around sleeping Lulu with promises to her that he's taken care of everything. And Lulu is in risk-taking mode. Looks like she creeps out of Turning Woods to get away from sinister Cyrus. Kristina, Sunny, Alexis, TJ, and Molly talk in the courthouse hallway, with Alexis urging Kristina to not let Ric get the best of her on the stand, and Molly is supportive of her sister. We'll see if this unity lasts. Once in the courtroom, Kristina tells Sunny and Alexis what she thinks is the only way that they can get Ava convicted. Ava's trial begins with Ric's opening statement, alleging that what happened with Kristina and the baby was an unfortunate accident, and says the jury will know it beyond a shadow of a doubt when he's done. And then the DA puts Kristina on the stand, and Ric is ready for her with some hard questions. Trina also takes the stand, and the DA asks her a question that makes Trina uncomfortable. Tuesday, November 26th, Lucky wants to help Liz clear her name. Now, she is not specifically accused or anything, but because digitalis was in the autopsy, as our leak said, and it wasn't surgical error or a pre-existing condition, Portia is scrutinizing what medications the doctors ordered and what the nurses under Liz's supervision actually administered to her before her death. Cody helps someone he doesn't know, and looks like it could be Lulu because she's on the street fleeing, and it makes sense that Cody might not recognize Lulu since he's only seen her comatose with that ventilator mask obscuring part of her face. Meanwhile, Sasha needs someone to talk to. Looks like it's going to be Maxie, and I wonder if she'll tell her about the one-night stand with Mikey. And when will Sasha take that pregnancy test? Because with the news that Michael is leaving, everybody that's watching is torn on whether they want Sasha carrying his baby or not. The DA also puts Dante on the stand. He was the officer on the scene, which does seem like a conflict given Kristina is his sister. And Ric is ready to get down and dirty in court with tricks up his sleeve to set off the DA's witnesses. Wednesday, November 27th, when it's Ric's turn to present Ava's defense, he is going to put his daughter Molly on the stand. I expect questions about Kristina's behavior, whether she is volatile, erratic, and maybe even that scene at the funeral he witnessed where she confessed she planned to keep the baby. And if you are one of those commenting, telling me that's not relevant, okay. The jury has to decide if Kristina is telling the truth about being pushed or Ava is telling the truth that she didn't push her and it was just an awful accident. So it's down to credibility. Making Kristina seem like she would do her own sister dirty and being dishonest about the surrogacy is one way to show a lack of credibility, just as the DA is going to go after Ava's past criminality when the prosecution presents its case against her. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, Lulu sees someone she knows. There's a photo of her near Bobby's diner and another of her inside the front door at the Q Mansion, so maybe that's where Cody takes her. Maxie and Spinelli are shocked, wonder if they find out Lulu's missing from Turning Woods, because Lucky confronts Cyrus on Wednesday, and it's got to be about Lulu and his gatekeeping and telling lies to her doctor from Turning Woods, and then her abrupt disappearance from the facility. Meanwhile, BLQ and Chase have a heartfelt chat. Now that's going to round out the week of new episodes of GH, because on Thursday, the 28th, Thanksgiving Day, we get an encore episode of that July 19th episode when James ran away from the family to go ask why Cody couldn't give him writing lessons. That's when Cody was talking to Sasha about Mac being upset and not wanting him in his life. Joss and Trina talk about grief and how long it lasts, which is, indefinitely. And Jason and Carly had a talk on the footbridge after he got loose of Kate's and the FBI. Friday, November 29th, college football on ABC. No General Hospital rerun, new or otherwise. The week of December 2nd through the 6th. So this week we should have the defense and it resting and Ava's verdict this week. And I fully expect about half of the fans and all of Kristina's family are not gonna like the verdict. If indeed Ava is acquitted or gets a lesser charge with minimal or no jail time, this will be far from over for Kristina. Shockwaves ripple through Port Charles as word spreads that Lulu Spencer is awake and free range, which she, should still be getting checked by doctors, but thanks to Cyrus, she ran, which makes sense. I'd run from him. The investigation into the Digitalis mystery deepens with Liz and the nurses under scrutiny at General Hospital. Cyrus is very upset because whatever he was plotting with Lulu has been thwarted by her escape. And his time is almost up because the leak points to him as Sam's killer. We will see if it manifests that way, but it makes sense. With the trial out of the way, focus turns to Drew versus Michael, the results of Sasha's pregnancy test, and all eyes are going to be on this particular storyline now that we know that Michael is set to exit in 7 to 10 weeks. Frank Valentini said that Chad's work continues into the new year. I took that to mean early 2025. We'll see. Maybe it'll culminate, I would think, at the latest in February sweeps, which kicks off early in the month. Michael is busy plotting to destroy Drew, alienate him from the Qs, take Aurora, and pretty much wreck his life in every way that he can. But is that going to really change how Willow feels about Drew? I don't know. Maxie, of course, is thrilled her bestie Lulu is back from 4 years of sleep, but she's got a lot to catch up on. And Maxie, Laura, somebody, I wonder who's going to tell her about the death of her dad, Luke, her Aunt Bobby, and of course now Sam, who died after donating part of her liver and saved her life. So Lulu may find herself feeling a little lost for a while until she adjusts to this new reality of 2024, not 2020. One last note. If you are waiting to see Morgan come back because you've been seeing headlines about it, I am very, very sorry. That is clickbait from the usual suspects. Yes, his name is coming up a lot lately, but that's because Ava's on trial and she did him so dirty, not because it's actually happening. I would love to have him back, but this just doesn't have legs. And I'm sorry to tell you that, guys.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.